Have you ever found yourself going through a really difficult time? Maybe it's a breakup. Maybe it's a divorce. Maybe you have somebody that's sick in the family or struggling with medical issues. Maybe you've lost somebody that you love. Maybe you're lonely. These difficult times are useful. These difficult times are our teachers, and they come with messages if we're able to listen for those messages. There's a veil that comes up between us and the solutions. A veil and maybe even a thick sheet that comes between us and seeing the usefulness and the purpose behind the trouble that we're enduring. What if we start viewing those difficult times as an opportunity to learn and to grow? And all we need to do is get through this level or get through this chapter, and suddenly we learn so much more about ourselves and learn so much more about our purpose. What's beneath the veil, and how do you find out? I'm going to tell you 3 things that have worked for me. The very first thing that works for me when I'm going through a troubling time and I want to find out why I'm there, or maybe I'm feeling inundated in it, or maybe there's a series of difficult times, seeing the veil has helped me recognize, okay, this isn't even real. This isn't what I think it is. What my husband told me last time I was going through a difficult time, he said, your things are not even things at all. Your struggles are just your perception that you are suffering. But step outside of it and recognize that something tremendous is on the other side. So see that there's a veil in front of your eyes that needs to be cast aside so that you can see the usefulness and the purpose in the contrasting times that you're dealing with. The second part is be in a state of non-resistance. When these struggling times come, we are very much programmed to do something to counteract the struggle or to fix it real fast. But being in a place of non-resistance allows us to tap into the power of God, who can dial it in a matter of seconds. But we choose to try to take it into our own hands and do it ourselves. Have you ever been there before? So it's a state of non-resistance. And the third thing that I do is I cast aside my too busyness. And I sit down and I pray and I meditate, because I found that the answers and the solutions are in that space between 2 thoughts. Let me tell you what I mean. You have this thing over here telling you, oh, in the past, this is, how you had your last relationship, it just was obliterated, it just blew to pieces. Okay, so you've got this telling, in one ear, the past, blah, blah, you're not good enough. And then there's the future. Oh no, I've got this feeling in my chest. What if I'm having a heart attack? Or what if I maybe might have a heart attack? Or oh, what if my child has a heart attack? And then you get into all of these just contrasting thoughts. Where can you hear the voice of God speaking to you? Where can you hear the answers and the solutions that are already within you? You can't. So there's got to be that casting aside of busyness and that moment set aside so that you can clear the clutter and listen to the message that's coming to you. When you think about veils, keep in mind just things that come into your life that don't feel good, things that are annoying, things that maybe drive you crazy. So when you lay in bed, they're the replaying little thoughts that are just kind of the underlining voices in the back of your head as you're trying to fall asleep. Think about those things and think, how is this a veil? And then ask, what is the solution? What am I learning? How is this a part of my purpose? A couple of examples from my personal experience is people. I noticed that for a long time, I was blaming my husband and my daughter in my mind. I'm real sweet on the surface, but here I am having these thoughts in my mind like, oh man, if you had just cleaned the kitchen after you ate breakfast, then I would be able to videotape a recipe and help so many people. Or if you just didn't need me so much today, my sweet Mia, then maybe I could sit down and write a blog for 30 minutes. But she's needing me, which they are my purpose beyond anything else on the face of this earth. I love serving you guys and I love giving to the outside world, but I have to recognize that they're my first priority. However, what was really going on was my disbelief in myself. I didn't believe that I had enough within me to add value to the world. So I was using them as an excuse to not follow through. Have you ever been there? Have you ever done that? Another thing is money. Money was a huge veil in my life. It looked so hard. And when I realized beneath the veil, it's all God's anyways. And in a split second, He can rain down massive amounts of income upon my head with very little ease. Very little challenge, a lot of ease, very little work and just effort. And I could have fun while doing this. And when I truly believed that money was like a current of energy, like currency, when I started thinking of it that way, I realized that it's not as hard as I've been making it. My big hang-up was misbelief in myself. I didn't believe in my own ability to be that mom and be that wife and also contribute. I loved having that veil removed. Another one was panic and anxiety. Constantly just feeling like I was trapped and in this box. But then I realized that was a message from my body saying, you need more time outside. You need the sun to hit your skin because you need vitamin D. You need to breathe in the elements and spend time in nature so that you can see my handiwork all around you and be more grateful. So these are just a couple of things. Again, just to reiterate, if you're going through a difficult time, recognize it as a veil. Number one, know that the answer is underneath it. Number two, release your need to fix it all. And number three, take a moment to be still because the answer is in that space between two thoughts. Love you guys.